Hello there friends, and today we are going to be discussing if I only had £40,000, what would I do with that money in UK property? I'm going to tell you the areas I would invest in, how much I would go up to in terms of property, and just all the little nuances along the way. So £40,000 isn't a crazy amount of money, but we can still do a lot with that. So what type of property, how much would I pay up to if I only had £40,000? Well, I would buy a property around about the £100,000 mark. Now, the reason I would buy that is for that amount of money is because you need a 25% deposit in the UK. So there's 25,000 gone straight away. Then we also have to pay for our solicitors, our mortgage broker, our stamp duty as well. And the stamp duty is an absolute killer now, especially if it is your second property. You get it a little cheaper if it's your first property, but on the second one, they're really hitting us hard now. So you need that extra chunk of money. And also, I always want just a little contingency left over, because things go wrong in property. There's lots of spinning plates all the time. Perhaps a boiler goes wrong. You need to just pluck up £1,800 out of thin air. So having a little contingency behind you and not spending every single penny of that £40,000, in my opinion, is vitally important. So I bought property for £100,000. Why not go cheaper? Well, the reason being is when you get to properties that are like £50,000, you're going to get, in my experience, a lot more trouble. You're going to get worse tenants, perhaps they're not going to pay you, perhaps you can't sell that property on again. Those sort of ones tend to, like 15 years, are still 50 grand 15 years later, which is crazy if you're from the south of England. But for £100,000, you can buy a really nice property in a really good area with potential growth. People want to live there, there's jobs, you're going to get paid your rent. So that's why I would particularly go for that type of property. Now, the key to making this a real success is buying the right property. You need to have all those fundamentals behind you. People want to live there, people want to rent there. But also it's buying the property where you feel like you can create value or you're buying value. So if I'm putting my money into this, in 2 years' time, I would get a normal mortgage. In 2 years' time, I'm looking to pull all that deposit money back out again so I can rinse and repeat and do this again and really explode my wealth. Let the snowball start working for you. And this is what I love about property. It's the leverage. We can just pull money out in 2 years if we bought the right deal and let that flow on to the next deal, the next deal, the next deal. So it starts slow, but it starts to get faster, 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 which is the great advantage over property over other assets like stocks and shares. So I would be buying a property that's either 25% below market value, or I feel like I can raise it by that much by doing something to the property, or the owners haven't quite seen something where you can create more value. Perhaps you can put another room in, you can split the property up quite cheaply for some reason, and it's looking for those key things. Or it's a combination of both of those, and then you can increase it by 25%, which is definitely can be done. And it just takes a little bit of hunting around, looking for the right person that wants to sell or needs to sell, and the right type of property where you feel like that's possible. And this is what is just so sexy to me about property, how you can just create money like this by just using your brain and perhaps seeing things that other people cannot see. And even someone that living in a home, sometimes they get blind to the possibilities of what their property can do, and you're coming in with fresh eyes and you're seeing it and thinking, oh wow, I can do this here and create some extra value. So £40,000 isn't a lot of money, it's not a small amount of money, but you can definitely do a lot with that, and you can start your process to becoming a property millionaire and having a life of financial freedom. So these are all the key things I would do if I only had £40,000 to invest in the UK, and follow this. It's a true tried and tested method which I have done myself to propel yourself forward and become successful in property and in life. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment, and we will see you next week. Thank you.